Good morning, Namaskar. A very warm welcome to everyone on this special occasion that marks 100 years for Essel Group. As we celebrate this proud milestone, I would like all of us to know that this is not just 100 years of a corporate journey. ये 100 साल की तपस्या, दृष्टि और संकल्प की कहानी है. A journey that started with a simple belief. Have no fear, never go back on your commitment, and do not stray from the path of truth. From traditional commodity trading to home entertainment, from infrastructure to education, from technology to amusement park, from news to social impact and many more, Essel Group का सफर हमेशा बिजनेस के साथ भरोसा, प्रॉफिट्स के साथ पर्पस और स्केल के साथ संस्कार पर टिका रहा है. आज का दिन हम सब के लिए गर्व के साथ चिंतन का भी है. गर्व क्योंकि हम एक ऐसे ग्रुप का हिस्सा हैं जिसने 100 साल से बुलंदी से ग्रो किया और नए युग के साथ इवॉल्व करता रहा. और चिंतन क्योंकि जैसे हमारे रिस्पेक्टेड डीएससी सर हमेशा कहते हैं, हर उपलब्धि एक नई जिम्मेदारी लेकर आती है. It is such a special moment for us today because we have present among us the chairman of Essel Group, our very own respected Dr. Subhash Chandra sir. The business legend जिन्होंने सिर्फ संस्थाएं नहीं बनाई बल्कि सोच, मूल्यों और उद्देश्य पर बेस्ड लीडरशिप का लेसन सिखाया है. आपका मानना है लीडरशिप का मतलब सिर्फ डायरेक्शन देना नहीं होता बल्कि लोगों को अपनी अंतर शक्ति पे विश्वास कराना सिखाना होता है. Sir, today it is our greatest privilege to have you with us to hear about this glorious 100 years of journey from you. I request everyone to make this town hall a very candid, open and meaningful conversation and truly benefit from Sir's presence with us today. Please start putting your questions in the Q&A tab, which is available on the top right side corner of your screen. Before I request Sir to share his vision and experience and give us all an opportunity to learn from every piece of his advice, we have a beautiful film that captures the journey of Essel Group right from its humble beginnings in 1926. May I request the film to be played?
चरय वेति चलना ही तेरी नियति. चरय वेति चलना ही तेरी नियति. चल चला चल चल कि लक्ष्य तेरा दूर है हौसला चलने का तो फिर क्यों खड़ा मजबूर है. नियति का खेल है विभाजन, तेरा क्या कसूर है. चल बांध काल का चक्र पैरों में, पकड़ अब रफ्तार नई. चरय वेति चलना ही तेरी नियति. सुन धड़कने बदलते वक्त की, कर कोई तू कोशिश नहीं. आसान नहीं दिलों को जीतना, आजमा ले अब तू राह नहीं. जमाना रोकेगा तुझे तेरे लक्ष्य से, रुकना नहीं एक पल भी कभी. बिकाऊ नहीं है इस मुल्क की शान, तू कर दे ये ऐलान अभी. चरय वेति चलना ही तेरी नियति. है जिस गणतंत्र का तू हासिल, स्तंभ उसके तू मजबूत कर. देश के उज्जवल भविष्य का अपने हाथों से निर्माण कर. विज्ञान के अनुसंधान पर हर पल रहे तेरी नजर. कर दे पूरी तू दुनिया की हर आकांक्षाएं नई. चरय वेति चलना ही तेरी नियति. है बुला रहा राष्ट्र तेरा, इसकी तू पुकार सुन. मानवता के कल्याण हेतु सार्थक सी कोई राह चुन. प्रगति की राह प्रशस्त कर, छेड़ दे खुशियों की धुन. नई नस्ल है तैयार तेरी, लेके एक उम्मीद नई. चरय वेति चलना ही तेरी नियति. चरय वेति चरय वेति चलना ही तेरी नियति। चरय वेति चलना ही तेरी नियति। चरय वेति चलना ही तेरी नियति।
नमस्ते। सबसे पहले आज मैं आप सबको बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं कि आप सब लोग इस एक हिस्टोरिक इवेंट को आज उसके साक्षी हैं, जब एसएल ग्रुप 100 साल की अपनी जर्नी पूरी कर रहा है। आई एम स्टैंडिंग टुडे हियर and talking close to 8,000 people. I definitely consider myself fortunate to have reached to this podium and for being able to share my feelings. दोस्तों, ये 100 वर्ष की यादें या कहिए भावनाएं और यह अकेले चलने वाला सफर जो आज 10,000 व्यक्तियों से अधिक का कारवां बन चुका, इस यात्रा की 42 वर्ष की बातें तो मैंने भी सुनी ही हैं, लेकिन साथ में लकी हूं कि मैंने 58 वर्ष की यात्रा स्वयं मैंने सबके साथ तय की। I'll tell you today the journey of Essel Group of 100 years in 3 parts, in a very brief. What were the businesses, main businesses? What was their financial impact? And then what were the emotional aspect of these 100 years? While the impact and reach of Zee is widely known and recognized, I would like to share with all of you that the businesses prior to Zee have also touched millions of people, starting from supply of food grains to Indian Army, creating storage capacity for millions of tons of food grain in the open when country did not have storage capacity of when there was a green revolution and there was a lot of grain produced in India. Fabricating the traditional telecom poles, then starting an industrial venture of laminated tubes, Essel Word, which was a business which contributed immensely in establishing contact with the people. And export of food grain to erstwhile Soviet Union, a business which generated maximum capital for the group. The other aspects of this journey is the story of a family from United Punjab, pre-partition, starting business from zero in 1926 as Mrs. Ram Gopal Inder Prasad, and became a rich firm in the food grain trade in the undivided Punjab. It remained a vibrant business continuously for 40 years before diving to a negative capital of 3.5 lakhs rupees in 1967. Though it owned enough assets like properties and agricultural lands and those kind of things. This was the time when first family separation took place. When my grandfathers, they separated with their brothers. And the same firm, Ram Gopal Indra Prasad, was reconstituted as Subhash Chandra Lakshmi Narayan. With the generation of four brothers having taken charge, it saw the first 100 crore turnover in a year in 1981. I still remember having celebrated this milestone at my residence in Punjabi Bagh in Delhi, when colleagues were present there, and one colleague asked that, what about next year? This year we got a great big order of exports. How will we maintain this turnover of 100 plus a year in the going forward? And my answer was, don't worry, we will find many things, and your business and your group will never be below 100 crore in a year turnover. It will always grow. जैसे कहते हैं ना कि शायद लक्ष्मी शायद सरस्वती उस जवान पर थी, और वो ये हुआ कि group saw a day when Wall Street Journal of New York newspaper termed our group as richest Indians in 1998 and 99. Friends, this journey was very exciting, but like a roller coaster. There was unfortunately a second separation in 2008 and 9. The part of the group which that time I led hit a bottom in 2019 due to carry forward of heavy debt from the second partition and my wrong decision. Friends, now the group is again on upward trajectory financially and is moving towards creating a new peak. If you consider Zee in its 98, 99, 2000 was a peak for the group, certainly we will create a bigger and larger peak soon, and this time there is determination to stay at that peak. Now the third aspect of emotional aspect of this journey, it was also very interesting, yet challenging, with ups and downs, which happens in large family, united family. And it is all human beings, and more so our Indian families, emotional play a big role. Friends, lots can be learned from this aspect of life. I may or may not have learned. This can be judged only by others and will be definitely recorded in the history. But I must say that I was perhaps the least affected from a negative standpoint due to my consistent practice of Vipassana meditation. I am conscious and sympathize with the people, those who have got negatively impacted emotionally due to my or any group's actions. So friends, today you have witnessed this film, चरई वेती, चलना ही तेरी नियति. Towards the end, you will also watch another short film which has been very nicely prepared by the team using technology. And that will be before we go to questions and answers session. Friends, Charaiveti means keep moving with certainty. Certainty is the key word here. And I assure you that it is happening irrespective of the odds we face in life at such challenging times. Also, friends, I have personally not created any wealth for myself. And this fact has been publicly debated. Still, many adversaries of the group have tried to accuse me of and projecting negative image of in the corporate world. They falsely allege issues like weak corporate governance. Though it is heartening that the same very people do recognize that the group is known for its persistence, for its ability to fight back, for its pioneering vision, and for the long-lasting impression of a century. They privately acknowledge it. So in few minutes, I have walked you through the summary of 1 century. I hope many of you are curious to know more details. So I will encourage all of you to find more reading materials, both publicly and privately. Make efforts. You will learn for your own betterment, as there is a lot to be absorbed from the highs and lows of this 100-year journey. Friends, you will also find in the story of Essel Group's 100-year journey that often the greatest impact in life begins with a simple acknowledgement that another human being matters. When the kindness is combined with opportunity and trust, it creates a chain reaction. One life uplifted can go on to uplift many others. The story will remind you that success reaches its highest purpose when it becomes a bridge for someone else's future. That's the Essel story. There are hundreds and thousands of such examples in the group. I'll mention only a couple of them. A young aspirational resource named Ashok Dhisle joined Zee just 9-10 days prior to the launch of Zee TV. 35 years back, and he has just retired last month. We have requested him to pen down his experiences gathered over these 3 decades. Another example of one Mr. Basant Sharma, who is now working in the group with my younger brother Jawahar Goyal. He has completed 50 years of journey in the group. And he being not a graduate, I assure you that he can teach many MBAs and financial wizards. Very great human resource. I will encourage and request all senior leaders to identify such individuals within your group, within your company, within your division, and request that they should share their stories and experiences for the benefit of other SLites. It will be a great learning for the younger generation. Friends, I would like to say that few of the present members in the group may be taking the work or working in Essel Group as a job, but majority of you are proud members of this institution. Each one of you should take a moment today to let this explanation of the journey sink into you. I treat each one of you not only a part of this legacy, but likely creators of the next 100 years. It is our collective responsibility to carry this pattern forward. To not just grow the existing business, but to create new. To not just read through difficult paths, but to create new. Celebrate glorious milestones and keep building new. Our group has been and will remain India's early startup when no one knew the word startup. We all should continue to work in a startup culture. That's what I keep telling my colleague all the time. That is the mantra for being creative. If you remain in startup culture, you will be more creative, you will be more energetic, 24/7 and 365, without really feeling tired. This mindset will also bring the sense of ownership and create more enjoyable workplace, I assure you. As usual, I will prefer to keep this dialogue interactive, and hence I will encourage each one of you to ask more questions and also exchange ideas. Because as you have noticed that I have very short explanation I have given of 100 years, only with the thought that you will all ask more and more questions, and I will answer those questions, and through that, you will be able to learn much more about this 100-year journey. On that note, friends, before I request Preeti to initiate the interactive session, let's watch another short film generated by our people. The film has also the first congratulatory and precious message from for us from late Shri Pranab Mukherjee, the then President of India. A message which he had blessed us with well in advance during Essel Group's 90-year celebration event at Delhi.
मैंने हमेशा माना है कि बिजनेस शॉर्टकट्स का खेल नहीं होता। ये निरंतरता और धैर्य से आगे बढ़ने का सफर होता है। जब हमने शुरुआत की थी तब कोई तय रास्ते या उदाहरण नहीं थे। सिर्फ दृढ़ विश्वास था। भारत की क्षमता पर अटूट आस्था थी और अपने मूल्यों पर भरोसा रखने का साहस था। मेरे लिए सफलता केवल उद्यम खड़े करने तक सीमित नहीं थी, बल्कि ये साबित करने की बात थी कि भारतीय महत्वाकांक्षा दुनिया में कहीं भी गर्व से सिर ऊंचा करके खड़ी हो सकती है। वर्षों के दौरान उद्योग बदले, तकनीक विकसित हुई, पीढ़ियों ने जिम्मेदारियां संभाली, लेकिन जो स्थिर रहा वो था सत्य के प्रति समर्पण, दीर्घकालिक सोच और संयम, वो जिम्मेदारी के साथ निर्माण करने का संकल्प। नेतृत्व नियंत्रण का नाम नहीं है, ये स्पष्टता का नाम है, लोगों को सशक्त बनाने का नाम है और ये समझने का नाम है कि कब धैर्यपूर्वक डटे रहना है। 100 वर्ष एक उल्लेखनीय उपलब्धि तो है ही, एक जिम्मेदारी भी है। महत्वपूर्ण है उसे सुरक्षित रखना, उससे सीखते रहना और इस संस्था को आगे बढ़ाना, उसे बनाने वाले व्यक्तियों से भी अधिक मजबूत बनाना। ये यात्रा के 100 वर्ष पूरे ही नहीं बल्कि शुरू हुए हैं।
Shortly, you will be reaching 100 years. My advance best wishes to all of you. But I would expect, and with that, I will end my observations. Remain young at 100 and remain young ever. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind.
एसएल ग्रुप आने वाले 100 वर्षों के लिए देश और मानवता की प्रगति और सेवा के लिए समर्पित रहेगा। जय हिंद।
Wow, what a powerful AD. Truly inspirational. ये एसएल ग्रुप की 100 सालों की सोच, हिम्मत और दृष्टि का दर्पण है। Sir, thank you so much for being so candid in sharing your journey and all the experiences with us today. Hearing you reflect on this incredible journey, the highs, the challenges, the moments of uncertainty, and yet that unwavering belief that kept SL moving forward is truly inspiring for all of us. Along with the business scale of SL Group, what touched me personally is the clarity, courage, and purpose around it. सर, आपके इस पावरफुल मैसेज ने आज फिर से हमें याद दिला दिया कि लेगेसी बिजनेस के साथ साथ रेजिलियंस, कन्विक्शन और एक बड़े उद्देश्य से बनती है। All my dear colleagues, I think this is a great opportunity for us today to ask all the questions that we have in our mind and hear from sir. The Q&A tab is already active. Please start dropping in your questions if not done already, and we will take them one by one with sir. Sir, as we move to the Q&A section, we have a very interesting question that has come up from Abhijit Sinha. Abhijit is very proud to be a part of this 100 years of remarkable milestone and is curious to understand the story behind the name Essel. So he's saying that this group adopted the name in 1976. The word Essel feels exceptionally modern, distinct, forward-looking for that era. So what was the story behind the name Essel? How was it conceived and what inspired it?
Very good question, Abhijit. जैसा मैंने कहा कि the firm of 1926, Ram Gopal Indra Prasad, was reconstituted as Subhash Chandra Lakshmi Narayan at the time of family partition. So, and we used to do a lot of business with the Food Corporation of India. तो हमारे ट्रक्स जब फूड ग्रेन, दालें इत्यादि लेके ऐसे उनके फूड कॉरपोरेशन ऑफ इंडिया के स्टोरेज गोडाउन्स में, यार्ड्स में जाते थे, तो वो गेट पास बनता था। गेट पास के ऊपर वो गेट पास बनाने वाला पूरा नाम नहीं लिखता था सुभाष चंद्र लक्ष्मी नारायण, वो एस स्टॉप एल ऐसा करके लिख देता था। और सबका वहां पे यही है, अरे एसएल की गाड़ी है, एसएल वालों की गाड़ी है, ऐसा बोलते थे लोग। और 1975 76 में ग्रुप का पहला कॉर्पोरेट ब्रोशर हमने बनाया था। तो जो क्रिएटिव एजेंसी थी वो, उनको मैंने ब्रीफ यही किया कि भाई इसको एस स्टॉप एल की जगह ESSEL कर दीजिए, तो एसएल ही रहा, और आप एसएल ग्रुप करके ब्रोशर बनाइए। तो दैट्स हाउ दिस वाज अडॉप्टेड।
Thank you so much, sir. I think this is one of the story that no one can tell us. We will not find it anywhere publicly, but we are very happy that we know the story behind this name now.
Yeah.
There's another question from Amish. Amish says that as our group completes this remarkable journey of 100 years, what do you believe has been the biggest value or principle that kept the group united, successful, and respected across generations?
देखिए, इसमें तो बहुत सी बातें हैं। ये what kept was basically the trade. Let me tell you, many youngsters of you may or may not believe this, that even today in India, 75% trade or contracts, whether they are supply of grains, whether they are contract for steel, cement, any trade of anything happening in the country, in any part of the country, they are still happening based on verbal talk between the buyer, seller, between the parties to the contract. No written contracts are even now written. 75% of the business commerce is happening without any contracts. That's the beauty of this, our beloved country. And that's what my forefathers had told us, never go back on your commitment. Whether there is contract or no contract, it doesn't matter. So that is the basic philosophy that kept the group together. We kept growing. People kept trusting us. And that's how basic core philosophy of this is behind this one.
Thank you for sharing, sir. I think this is a very powerful message for all of us, for the entire generation, on the piece of commitment. So thank you so much. We have another question from Pradyumna. Pradyumna wants to know any instance in your journey where you seem to be feeling that you've hit a roadblock, and then how did you overcome that?
There are many occasions of that. And there is nobody in private business life or anywhere that when you don't hit a roadblock, and you will continue to hit, past also, in current also, and future also. But a roadblock is always, there is always hidden opportunity to learn something new, how to remove that roadblock. Sometimes, many times I have felt that I don't know how to get out of this, how to solve this problem. But you keep working at it, and if you are thoughtful, if that thing is in your mind, the solution can hit you while you are having lunch or dinner, while you are taking a bath, you may be sleeping, you may be anything. You can hit a solution, and you will hit a solution. As long as you are conscious, you are thoughtful, and you're living in that thought process, living and eating, breathing, thinking. solutions are found that way. And also every roadblock gives you another new opportunity. Always remember.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, we have a question from Dinesh from Zee Learn. Dinesh shares that he has recently joined and he's very proud to be working in such a rich and good culture. His question is that in today's age, today's era, where we have AI, the AI sustained quality education and value based learning, how do we excel in this business?
AI is, Dinesh, is basically a tool to create more efficient working, do your business, your activities much more efficiently. Though our many people who like, including I've heard Mr. Sam Altman, who is saying that AI is going to be one and all, everything, that AI will solve human beings' problems of health, wealth, age, and everything. He's talking that is going to be the kind of the only thing which will solve human beings' problem. And humans will have no more issues once the AI is fully developed. That's why the United States have allocated, or the companies in the United States have allocated more than $300 billion for this year alone, 2026. At the same time, conversely, Chinese again believe that this is a tool. It's not an end game. I have read a book of Tim Wu, who is also very technology savvy, technical person living in New York. He also doesn't agree with Sam Altman's theory. So I'm saying, and I've also started using AI for my work. And I find I being much more efficient. I can get lot more things done. Even sometimes I give a problem to AI and go to sleep and I find some solutions early morning. So AI is a tool which you should use, but that's not going to replace the human beings, or the human thinking will continue to be supreme, is my view. So that's why your education space will become much more efficient, much more agile. You will be able to teach the students much better and much more efficiently and frugally and cost efficiently. Use it for that. Use it as your slave rather than becoming its slave.
Thank you so much, sir. So you've touched upon very important two pieces. On one, that fear that often people have about AI will replace them, and about not becoming slave to AI, but rather than using them to our
You are muted, Preeti.
I'm sorry, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for sharing the two important aspects on AI. One, about the fear that often we all have about AI being able to replace people. And the second important piece, that we have to not become slave to AI, rather use them to our efficiencies and to sort of use to our advantage. Thank you so much for that. We have another question, sir. 100 years of Essel is built on countless bold decisions. But if you today you have to look back, is there any one choice that you would want to make differently? Not out of regret, but maybe out of everything that life has taught you since then.
Maybe Amit should answer this question. Amit Goenka, are you ready to answer?
I can attempt to answer. it has been, I think the question is over 100 years. I have been part of the group's journey since 25, 26 years now. Um, I think there would be many decisions I would do differently knowing what I know today. To pick one specifically, um, I cannot pick one specifically. I don't know how to do that, but um,
You can think of any issue, decision you will do differently is what the question is. Certainly, Amit and Puneet, they will take a definitely different decision than what I will take, because there is a generation gap. There is a thought process of yesteryears and there is a thought process of today. They are much more knowledge. They possess much more information, much more knowledge than my generation have had so far. So there would be different way, Preeti. The question who asked this question?
So
Anyway,
unfortunately, the name is not appearing here on
okay,
the screen.
okay. That's why I asked the question. Anyway, so there would be differences in the decision making process, but I would still say that the group, as long as it remains in a startup mode, the decisions will be more collective, they would be more agile, they would be quicker. We should never lose that thinking of that we are a startup. I hope that answers the question.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. We have another question from Vikas. So, as we all have witnessed a very powerful AV, Charai Veti, keep moving. So, the question says that generally today's generation who fear failure or uncertainty. So, how does this philosophy of Charai Veti help today's generation stay resilient during the setbacks? And how can we explain this to them?
अगर चरैवेती का मायने देखें आप तो मूविंग विद सर्टेनिटी, मूविंग विद डिटर्मिनेशन. एक तो ये है कि थकना मना है. चरैवेती के अगर आप डिटेल में जाएंगे तो बहुत कुछ चीजें इसी एक लफ्ज से आपको सीखने को मिलेंगे. यू विल लर्न अ लॉट फ्रॉम दिस सिंगल वर्ड, दैट यू हैव टू कीप मूविंग, यू डोंट स्टॉप. थकना मना है. एंड सेकेंडली, चलना भी है with the determination. You should know where you want to go. And you should have confidence in yourself that, yes, I will definitely reach to my destination, what I want. So, it's a very deep meaning. At the same time, it gives you lots of strength.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. Then another question, very, very innovative question from Varul. Varul says that Essel was a seed. Now it's like a huge tree that shelters millions of people. But even the mightiest of the trees stands on one invisible root. So, what is that root for you and that you would surely want in the next generations to imbibe?
The root is basically, I told you that to stay true to your purpose, there should be a purpose. As I said, that if you can respect the other human beings, and you do some thing for and appreciate and recognize people. If you look at, despite sometimes I having a different reputation, but there are people in this corporation, those who have remained 50 years, as I said, Vasant Sharma, for example. And many people, those who have been those who have helped the group in many which ways. So respecting an individual and keeping your commitment are the two basic seeds or roots for growth, and not to have any thought that you will not succeed. You must always be confident that yes, you will succeed. We will succeed. हम होंगे कामयाब. That bhavna should never falter. You should never waver. मैं एक कहानी मैंने सुनी भी है, देखी भी है. एक किस्सा मैं बताता भी हूँ अपनी बातों में. Mr. Pratap Singh Cairo used to be the Chief Minister of Punjab. He was driving in a car with his finance minister. That finance minister was Pandit Ganeshilal Sharma or something. So there was a cat which came on the road, wanted to cross the road, but वो कार के नीचे आके मर गई. So he asked his finance minister कि मर क्यों गई पंडित जी, कैट गाड़ी के नीचे आके. उन्होंने कहा सर कुछ नहीं, आई थी वो, आ गई गाड़ी, उस वक्त निकल गई तो मर गई. कहता नहीं भाई, तू तो फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर बनने लायक नहीं है. You have not been able to analyze the reason. And reason why she lost her life was because she became uncertain whether she want to go ahead or she want to go back. In that lack of decision, she killed herself. So there is a learning out of here.
Thank you, sir. Very, very powerful message in learning. Srihari asked that do we plan to restart Business Bajikar? This could be a very great way to generate new business ideas and explore new ventures.
You talk to the content people, not me. And they want me to work all the time without paying me anything. I've been working for this group for 58 years, never got paid anything. Jokingly, I'm saying I'm joking.
Certainly, sir. Sir, you are our mentor and guide, and we look up to you as our margdarshak for every phase of our life here. Another question we have from Sharmishta is, Namaskar, sir. As we celebrate this milestone, we would love to hear your reflections. We have loved to hear your reflections on the journey. When you look back, you must have witnessed, obviously, both remarkable success and some of the challenges that you've shared. In your opinion, what has been that driving force that still kept you moving forward, irrespective of the phase of the journey?
That is what the film was, na? My destination, my destiny, niyati, as he said in the film. मेरी नियति है चलते रहना. और जब नियति है तो नियति के साथ लड़ाई नहीं की जा सकती कभी. You don't fight with the nature. You don't fight with what you are supposed to do. वो आपकी नियति है, करिए उसको. Short
Certainly,
answer,
sir.
but that's a fact.
Certainly, sir. Sir, I am very curious to ask you one question. You've shared your journey about the last 100 years, about SLM, about your own journey. So what is one key thing, one learning that you've got from your grandfather, Sri Jagannath Goenka ji, and or maybe from the family upbringing that you've always held very close to yourself throughout the journey, and you would want all the younger generations also?
Let the younger generation answer this, no? Let Puneet answer this question. Puneet?
Yeah. So I
Would you
think
like to
the
answer?
biggest learning. Yeah, why not? I think I might be repeating a lot of what Chairman Sir has already said. The fact of the matter is that what he has learned from his grandfather and his father, and we have learned from him, is that you have to value the commitment you make to anybody. That will be the only medium of your success going forward. And again, repeating what he has just said, we are all meant to just continue the journey that we were built for. And that's what we are doing. That's what we'll continue to do. Under his guidance, we have been doing what is required. Even Amit is doing in his businesses, I'm doing in Zee. And we only expect support from all of you because just the three of us cannot make it happen. We need all of you, the 8,000, 10,000 people, to work together with us to make this going forward. I hope I have answered the question.
Good answer. Good answer.
Thank you so much, PG. Another question we have is how can universities and industries collaborate to create future leaders, future ready leaders in SL ecosystem, as we have both industries and education as our key verticals?
Yeah, our university, is that what you mean?
How can the various universities and industries can collaborate to create future ready leaders?
Yeah, that concept did not exist earlier in India. For last 10, 15, 20 years, that concept has started in India of collaboration between businesses and universities. So, I mean, there is a lot can be done. The universities and businesses must collaborate, but it has started. I mean, whatever is the teachers in universities can learn from the industry, how decisions are taken, how success is achieved. They can then in turn teach to their students what they know about. They have a lot of data of success stories, case studies that can be given to the industry in India, people in India, they can learn and it can multiply. As I said in my speech, that combination of university and businesses is like when kindness is combined with opportunity and trust, it creates a chain reaction. One life uplifted can go on to uplift many others. And university can play that role of multiplication.
Sure, sir. Thank you. We have a question from Amit Gaurav. Amit says it's simply amazing how group has constantly identified new areas of opportunities and had courage to try new businesses, which no one in India has ever ventured into. So how were you able to identify and decide that which area is worth committing to?
As long as you keep your ears and eyes open and grounded, the ideas will keep coming to you. You will learn things, what is happening around in the world. You can, when something comes to you, you test it, whether people around you, you see whether they need this kind of a product, goods or services. If you are solving any problem out of this new idea, what are the problems existing in the society, in the country, in the markets which you are operating? Can we find a solution to those problems? Those are the inputs, those who give you new ideas. Now, we are again continue to work. We again currently we are also working on some new ideas. As I have said, in some of the meetings at Zee that my prediction is that in 5 to 10 years from now, maybe earlier, maybe later, I don't know, but you might have to pay to your viewers to watch your content rather than they paying us the money. And if you will look at uh, some of the communication which Parag Darade and his team is putting together, the first media company in the world in 1910 or thereabout were called, there is a book on that, and it's called Attention Merchants. So media companies were called attention merchants. And that's what I tell Punit and everybody else, that you are in attention economy. You have to create a business out of attention. And they are working and we are working, and we will come up with something new soon.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. We have a very interesting question from Shweta. She's asking that in your journey, who would you consider your role model that you followed?
That's a good question, but very difficult one. I mean, the role models for me, they keep changing. It started from Jagannath Goenka as a role model. It kept changing, and I would say today, this gentleman, Tesla gentleman, is Elon Musk, perhaps is my role model. A lot of people call him crazy and very difficult to deal with, etc. And kind of, but the way he is moving, he is definitely going to create very newer things. He's not role model because he is a trillionaire, but he is also very innovative. He thinks way ahead of other people. That's what attracts me towards him.
Thank you for sharing that, sir. Another question that come up is any specific event that shaped your vision for the organization?
See, a small event which has always stayed very fresh in my mind, and I have written it in my book. My landlord, when I used to live in Delhi as a bachelor in Delhi, and my landlord, on one Sunday we stayed in Delhi, and he offered his car to go and roam around in Delhi. Sunday है, छुट्टी है, गाड़ी ले जाओ जी, घूम फिर लो, कहीं भी कुछ कर लो, पेट्रोल फुल है, ऐसा कह के उसने he lured me in the morning. And there was a colleague of mine staying with me, so we took the car and started. And we decided that we will go to Bulandshahr, where we had some work pending for a long time. So, but by the time we reached Shadra within Delhi, we realized that there is no petrol in the car. And there were no money in my pocket also. We both had only 12 rupees. Then 12 rupees will take us to maybe 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers petrol. So we not only completed that journey that day, completed our work, but on return, we have had enough money to have a small one quarter of whiskey and also lunch or dinner at Moti Mahal in Daryaganj. So that incidents have shaped my thinking that nothing is impossible. We became taxi driver. We were making people sit in the car and put them to next destination and charge money. So that's how we did it. That's the thought process.
Very inspiring and powerful, sir. Thank you for sharing this. We have another question from Yogender. Yogender is asking, ग्रुप के शुरुआती दिनों में कोई ऐसा संघर्ष वाला किस्सा जिसे आज की जनरेशन को जानना बहुत जरूरी हो?
संघर्ष तो बहुत थे, अब क्या क्या किस्सा बताएंगे. As I said, you imagine today, I mean, I don't know what is the current example. When your business have come to standstill, you don't have working capital, you have very little credibility in the business what you're doing. How do you re-establish yourself? How do you do your business again? So again here, the commitment, being honest, being sincere plays a role. I mean, the questionnaire may not know that the trade in the food grains, in the mandis, is generally in North India, you go and buy the grain, raw material for your dal mill or for trading, for anything. They normally a week, 10 days credit is given by the commission agent when the goods come from the farmers. Whether even a flour mill, when they buy wheat and they convert into flour and sell as a flour and anything. So people had stopped giving me any goods in the auction. It is always auction for the benefit of the farmer. So I started talking without fear to the दुकानदार कि भाई मैं जाने वाला नहीं हूं कहीं, चिंता मत करो, आप माल उठाने से पहले मेरी दुकान से पैसा ले आओ. And one person gave me a good advice कि सुभाष, अगर तुम्हारे पास किसी दिन 10,000 रुपया भी आ जाए और तुम्हें बाजार के 30,000 रुपये देने हैं, तुम अपने बैग में 10,000 रुपया डालो, जाके सबकी दुकान पे जिसको 1,000 देना है उसको 500 दे आओ, जिसको 2,000 देना है उसको 800 रुपया दे आओ, ऐसा दे के उनके साइन करा लो. तो I acquired a reputation in हिसार मंडी that सुभाष के पास हमको तकादा करने या पैसा मांगने नहीं जाना पड़ेगा. उसके पास जैसे ही पैसा होगा वो आके दे जाएगा. And that opened the market for me. People started giving me the credit. People started trusting me. And when you have a trust and you get a good credibility, then you can do your business, whatever, no matter what you are doing. So these are the challenging moments of the beginning of my journey, which helped me due to some advice of good friends. On the other hand, having good friends is also a very good asset. तो कोई मेरा फ्रेंड था, कोई वॉच मेकर था, कोई हार्डवेयर मर्चेंट था, कोई चाय पत्ती का काम करता था, सूखी चाय का. अब उन लोगों को क्या होता था कि they would always need their capital to buy the next round of their merchandise. महीने में एक बार उनको पेमेंट करना होता था अपने सप्लायर्स को. तो मैं डेली शाम को साइकिल पे जाके उनके गल्ले में जितना पैसा होता था ले आता था. उसको अपने क्रेडिटर्स को दे देता था डेली के डेली. So these are innovative ways and means that we went through, and friends also helped to regain my credibility, which was lost due to the net debt on the family.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing that. These are very powerful life lessons. Thank you. We have another question from Anand. Anand has congratulated all of us for this remarkable 100 years journey. He's asking, for a leader, what do you think is harder, building an empire or rebuilding the trust during the difficult phases?
What is the question again? Repeat.
So the question is that he wants to understand, for a leader, what is more harder, building an empire or rebuilding trust during difficult phases?
None of these two. For a leader, very harder thing is to give credit for success to his subordinates and take on ownership of failure. That is very hard, but it is a very essential ingredients to becoming a leader. Unless a leader can give credit to his team and take the failure on himself or herself, you cannot be a leader. Building businesses, success, or remain leader, difficult times, etc., comes later on.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir. We have an interesting question from Debjani. She wants to understand that what inspired the idea of launching the satellite television, which was first ever, which you had envisioned, and before anybody else could launch. So what inspired you to launch a satellite television?
Devyani, you said, who asked the question?
Debjani, yes.
Devjani, yeah. Devjani, why don't you read this, my book? You will find a lot of this also answer in that. But to again tell you very shortly, smartly, quickly, is that Maharashtra government had put 150% tax on Essel World amusement park. And we saw that there are a lot of things governments don't even bother about its people. There were middle class people who used to come into Essel World, enjoy their day and go back. And they wanted to tax it that heavily. So there was a big gap between governors and governed, means government and the people. So what can you do? We should be in the media. We should become a medium to bridge the gap between the governed and the governors. It started with that thought, and it landed up into a satellite television.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. We have another question asking, dear sir, did you felt you have missed to enter a business in past, and what is our new business areas?
Say it again.
Has there been any such business idea that you feel now that you've missed entering in the past?
There have been few, but I don't regret that having not entered anything. Regrets वगैरह कभी नहीं होने चाहिए. As I say, भूतकाल व्याकुल करे या भविष्य भरमाए, वर्तमान में जो जिए तो जीना आ जाए.
Certainly, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, during your journey, you also shared about Vipassana. So wanted to know more about your experience there and for all of us to know about it.
देखिए, हम लोग अपने जीवन में एक्सपीरियंस करें कुछ भी, हमारे साथ कुछ भी गलत होता है किसी भी स्थिति में, anything which we don't like happening to us, we are normally, we human being, we ask a question, why me? Why this is happening to me? Why something wrong is happening to me? I have not done anything wrong to anybody. Why this person has treated me badly? Why I haven't got what I wanted? And many things. So we always find solutions to our problem outside in this world. Or we blame for our misery to somebody else. I'm suffering because of so and so person. And many times subordinates don't dislike their bosses. Bosses don't like subordinates. Always there is a conflict going on always. And we find solution to the conflict in outside world. Vipassana teaches us to look inward, and you will find answers and solutions inside ourselves. I have got that. It has helped me a great deal in many difficult times when solutions have been found inside me. So that is what is Vipassana.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experience about it. Another question that we have is, out of all the businesses, which one is close to your heart and which one did you find the most challenging to build?
See, business is business. There's nothing, as far as I'm concerned, close to my heart or not close to my heart. I definitely try to be there wherever there is a need, there is an intervention required. If some businesses are running smoothly without any problem, I don't even probably look at them other than the monthly review. That's about it. So all businesses are close to heart, and or none is close to my heart.
Sure, sir. And which one do you feel was the most challenging to build?
See, Preeti, you don't know, and not many people know. Today, let's say we have 6 businesses, but we must have started 20 of them. 14, 15 businesses were closed. More businesses were closed than started. So, so business is something, if you set your parameters and if the business is not delivering those parameters, if you would be emotionally attached to any business, then you will never close it. And if you don't close it, some business you may lose money. So I made mistakes in the past of keeping the businesses alive, even when they were losing money. So emotional attachment with business should not be there. That's my feeling.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. Another question that we have is, sir, what do you think will be the greatest challenge for the group in foreseeable near future of, say, let's say 5 years?
5 years. What did you say?
In the future, what do you think could be few of the greatest challenges for the group?
See, challenges, from my point of view, I
Yes.
group के challenges तो अब हर business के अपने अपने challenges हैं और वो रहेंगे. आप 2 solve करोगे 4 नए खड़े हो जाएंगे. But the way I see problem for the group going forward is that many of our people or leaders in the group are not at times giving impression of being a fighter. And today it's a ruthless world of competitors. And there are no rights and wrong in the competition world. People can do any unethical thing to kill your business. So the thing which worries me is our team, our leaders do not know how to kill their own business. If you will look at record of our group, I would say that about, I think, 18, 20 years ago, we have had a session which we used to do every year. Offsite, we used to go for 2-3 days with all the leaders. In that one session, I had floated the idea that try to kill your business and let's see what can kill your business. So, and if you know how to kill your business, or then you will know how your competitor can kill your business, who can do what to you. If you will know, then you know how to handle it. So people have to know how to fight in this ruthless world. That's what worries me.
Thank you so much, sir. Another question from Anuj is, in today's fast changing digital world, what is that one thing that excites you the most and one thing that maybe worries you because of this changing digital world?
The changing digital world, in Rome, you do as Romans do. So you have to be ahead of people in digital world or digital arena. You have to always be beating your competitors. So you have to stay ahead in knowing the technology, where it is going, how it is going, where it can go in coming times. As I said, for Zee, for example, for content company, I have said that you will perhaps have to pay the money for getting the attention of your viewers rather than charging them. So you have to think about it in ahead, where the technology is going. Digital is in a way not very. I don't consider it as a standalone technology in itself. Digital is the mode of communication. Instead of in linear scenario, we write 1, 2, 3. In digital world, it's nothing but 0 and 1. So that's where it is. You need to stay ahead in your business, that where could that business be progressed, where you can remain ahead of your competitors, how can you progress your business, you can grow your business. Like as I said, this gentleman, he's creating his Tesla car, driverless car, for example. Now, through that product of driverless car, he has mapped every single city of America. Where is the curve? Which road goes to which place? After how many meters there is another street? What is the other main highway? Where are by lanes? Where are everything? So he's collecting all that data through the cameras, etc. of the car. But his mind is already working that he will create humanetics, the robotics, the newer version of robotics, to be able to do things for human beings as a human can do. So when technology is progressing and evolving, we should find what can we use this technology for. And as I said earlier, you should have the knowledge enough to make that technology your slave rather than you becoming the slave of the technology.
Certainly, sir. Thank you so much. Another question we have is, if a 25-year-old Subhash Chandra was starting again in today's India, which industry would excite him the most?
I started business when I was 17, and I still think I'm 17. So one at a time, as I said. Currently, I'm working on 2 projects which are in technology space. I'm not able to give you disclosure currently in this meeting, but I'm quite hopeful and certain that we will succeed and it will create new benchmarks. It will take the group to even much higher. As I said in my speech, that we will create go to a new height, new level we will create.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. So we've listened to a few of very interesting stories from Essel. So there is another question saying that the Essel Group had such a rich legacy and powerful brand name. And despite that, our channels were named as Zee TV and Zee News instead of Essel TV. Was there any story behind that also?
Yeah, again, it is written in the book. While briefing to the creative people, you know, the Essel World Amusement Park was named through a contest in Mumbai in the year 1989-90, when we called, and there were about 10,000 people, those who entry were received from Mumbai public. And there were independent 5-member panel created, those who were also again people from the consumer industry, from advertising fraternity, communication experts, etc. They picked up Essel World as a brand name, not because it resembles the group's name, but the description at that time, the plan of Essel World when we conceived it, it was supposed to have been established in 5 or 6 phases. So that's how it was explained to the general public. So that's why somebody picked it up. E for entertainment, S for sports, again S for science and exhibition land. Entertainment, sports, and science exhibition land. That's how the person who won the contest named Essel World. So similarly, when we briefed the creative people when Zee was starting, that I said particularly that it should not resemble any family name, group's name. It should be easy to pronounce. It should be not more than 2-3 letters, word, things like that. And Elsie, I remember still her name was Elsie Moonji, I think. in the creative agency who gave 5-6 names, and we picked up Zee as a brand.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing that. Another question is related to Essel World. So, Essel World is one of the biggest success stories. Unlike today, the middle class then had very little or no spending capacity on a concept like an amusement park. So, what made you think that this concept will click and become a very big hit?
So we kept within the reach of the middle class. Our entry charges to begin with was about 50 rupees or even less than that. For children below certain age were free. So it was priced that way. And that's why it was successful. I don't know whether that answers the question.
Sure, it definitely does, sir. Thank you so much. Another question is that many business groups build companies, but very few build institutions that shape public conversations and national aspirations. So, what responsibility should a media leader carry in the next 100 years?
There's a big responsibility to be having a base of 1.4 billion people, and that too spread across 190 countries. We as a media company, we have to have every single action of ours. We have to keep always that we are not the owners of this business. These 1.4 billion people are the owners. That's the big responsibility and challenge to perform that responsibility, to come out clean on that responsibility. Other businesses are very different in nature. They have to be also, in businesses, you have to be again very alert, very active, and our philosophy of achieve applies to all businesses, not only in Zee. If every businesses will follow that frugal approach, being very fast at decision making, being everybody of us, all of us being multitaskers, things of that kind, there is nothing which will stop us for next 100 years.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, should we be taking a couple of more questions?
Yeah, we can.
Sure. Sir, you touched upon a very interesting piece on friendship. You mentioned about your friends. So the question is, what role do you believe relationships and trust play in building large empires and institutions like Essel Group?
Plays a huge role, big role. Trust is the key word, I guess, here. If people trust you, your customer trusts you, your suppliers trust you, your employees trust you, then आप किसी भी ऊंचे से ऊंचे पहाड़ को लांग सकते हैं. You can cross. Trust is the base of your journey. And with the trust gets the relationships, friendship, and everything.
Sure, sir. Thank you. So we are 90 minutes through, and maybe I'll take one last question for you. So the question says, after leading a group that has completed a century-long journey, what does legacy mean to you personally?
Now, we, as a group, while the fourth and fifth generations are active, we are preparing ourselves to hand over the baton to the sixth generation. And like today, through us, my great-grandfather Ram Gopalji Jagannathji is alive, despite that they are not on this earth. I would think that similarly, they are alive. They are alive like that. I will not want to die. I want to be also alive after I have gone from this world. And that legacy only can continue to keep us alive.
Thank you so much, sir. That's very powerful. So,
Thank
sir,
you.
thank you so much for taking the time to answer all our questions so patiently. Thank you to PG and
Thank
AG
you very
also for
much to all
sharing.
of you, Puneet, Amit, and every one of you. Preeti, thank you very much for having patience with me. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you to PG
everyone.
and AG
Yeah.
for sharing their perspectives. सर हमेशा की तरह आपने सर जिस क्लैरिटी और ऑनेस्टी के साथ आज सारे हमारे क्वेश्चंस को आंसर किया है और अपना पर्सपेक्टिव बहुत ही डेप्थ के साथ समझाया है. The only thought that comes to my mind right now is gratitude. We are blessed under your leadership and to have you as our mentor throughout the journey. So extremely grateful to all of you. Before
Thank
we
you very much,
conclude,
Preeti. I enjoyed this interaction with all of you. It was indeed a session filled with lots of thoughts, ideas, and I really appreciate your participation. A celebrity lunch or dinner at all individuals' office locations will be waiting for all of us at all the location of your workplace. In line with our Indian culture and tradition, while celebrating every positive milestone or occasion, as a family sits together and enjoys the moment over a meal, sharing not just food, but love and affection towards each other, I urge all of you to enjoy this meal as one big family. Thanks again for your hard work, passion, and energy. I wish all of you and your families very best. Thank you again.
So as we conclude this truly inspiring town hall today, मेरे मन में सिर्फ एक ही भाव है, कृतज्ञता. कृतज्ञता इस बात के लिए कि हम सब इस खूबसूरत एसएल परिवार का हिस्सा हैं और अपने इस परिवार की 100 वर्ष की प्राउड जर्नी को एक साथ सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं. एक ऐसा सफर जो स्केल और सक्सेस के साथ विजन, साहस और वैल्यूज का सफर रहा है. And on behalf of all of us, I would like to take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt gratitude to you, respected sir, to PG and AG, for sharing their vision, wisdom, and guiding us every single day. Your thoughts continue to give us direction, strength, and confidence for the future. So thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you very much.
And a big thank you to all my dear colleagues from across the Essel Group who has joined us today for your time, engagement, and your continued commitment to the Essel journey. Let us all move forward stronger together and work towards achieving even greater heights in the years ahead. सोच को ऊंचाई दो, कर्म को उद्देश्य से जोड़ो. सोच को ऊंचाई दो, कर्म को उद्देश्य से जोड़ो, भविष्य स्वयं हमारा मार्ग बन जाएगा. Thank you and wishing everyone a great and successful future ahead. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.